Hello, everybody, and welcome to Council Connection. I'm Maria Stein, and I'm going to be interviewing today Ruth Anderson Fialkow. Yes. And she is our dining room assistant. You probably all know her, or you've seen her. She's the person who takes your reservations and is so good and kind to all of us, trying to squeeze us in whenever we want to eat at a certain time. Because no, there's no more room. It's 15. You'll have to eat at 4:45. So we're going to find out a little bit more about this today. Ruth, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Ruth Anderson Fialkow. I'm originally from the Bronx, New York. West South Side Bronx. I moved up here in the late 80s due to my father getting a job up here at New Paltz University as a math computer science, math computer science department in New Paltz University. So that's when I came up here. Did you hear me? Loud? It's on. I'll hold it. Okay, as I said, I'm from West South Side Bronx, New York. I've been up in New Paltz since the late 80s. Went to high school here, some college, some what do you call that? Some trade schools. And yeah, so that's how I got here from, because my parents wasn't a choice. So yes, but I stayed.
But you weren't happy when you moved up here.
No, I was not happy when I moved up here. It wasn't as diverse as it is today. I bumped into a lot of, racism and all that growing up here. And my husband still asked me, why am I staying? Because it grew on me. I like the town a lot. So that's why I'm still here.
Tell us about your family.
Okay. I'm 51. I have 3 daughters. 32, 29, 22, and I have a 6-year-old grandson. So all girls and 1 boy. Been married once, almost. So yes, that's about it with my family. I have a younger sister, a younger brother. I had an older sister who passed away many years ago in her 30s. So now it's just the 3 of us. My mother and father, of course, Professor Juan Fialkow and Deborah Fialkow.
And how did you come to Woodland Pond?
How did I come to Woodland Pond? Prior to Woodland Pond, I was working in Kingston, Westchester Medical Center at the hospital, cardiac monitor. I was there a few years. Prior to that, I also was drug counselor in Benny Hospital, doing a lot of intakes with drug abusers and all. Before that, I'm a cosmetologist also, private business at home, so self-employed for quite some time. I also did some nannying. I did pot winter coaching for cheerleading. I've also worked part-time in the Catholic school in St. Peter's and in Highland when my daughter was younger. So, and what ended up in Woodland Pond is I was attending online, doing the Empire University School online, doing early childhood education. That's what I was going to start doing before I got here. Got bored a little bit, and my mom said, "You need to do something. Let's try it." I said, "How about I just go to work for a little while? Do something local, go to school, and then go to work." So I looked online. I said, "Oh, Woodland Pond." I didn't realize it was here. I said, "I'll go there just to see what it is." I was coming here actually to try the job, and I came in, I met Ryan, I met Jen. I was like, "Oh, I just came to actually turn a job down, but I wanted to see. I didn't want to go over the first day. I refused. I'd be fine." So they were like, "Okay, so have you ever been in, dining?" Never mind, I've ever done. I worked at Mohawk. I forgot that many years ago. I was a housekeeper. That didn't last very long at all. I didn't like the bell jacket that they were giving us. So I got here, I was trying to take the job. And the residents grew on me, all of you guys grew on me because I wasn't planning on staying, I didn't wanna stay. But, you guys grew on me, and I was like, you know what, I think this is where I need to be, you know? But, I'm here now, I don't plan on leaving anytime soon, I don't think I am. But, yeah, I'm here now. Actually, I'm thinking about doing something for myself, I'm thinking about, as I said, I am a cosmetologist. I'm thinking about investing more into myself and getting a few vending machines and doing some cosmetology stuff out of there, some beauty things out of my vending machine. And I want to start posting some around New Paltz area, starting with the college. So I'm thinking about that right now, but still staying here at the same time.
What is your outfit? Did she stay?
I like the fact that I can accommodate anyone if they need. Okay, see, I feel that my job is very important to this community because I'm the first face they see when it comes to dining. Now, dining experience is important because when you do dine with people, strangers or loved ones or friends, that's when you get to know and talk to them and get to know them more, be it drink or not drink or just eating, you know. But I like the fact that I can put people together that have been here for quite some time that can still tell me, I don't know who that is. I don't think I've ever met them. And I'm like, well, I know they've been here before I've been here. So how about I get you two together, get all of you together and let's see what turns out. And 9 times out of 10, I think that's pretty good with matching people up, getting to know each other. Excuse me.
You have your own.
I'm going through the change, I'm sorry. I'm going through the change.
Oh,
No. But I'm sure that I'm gonna make you all happy. I'm sure that when you see me, you're happy, that, you know, make you all smile. I'm happy that when you come to me, oh, we didn't have a reservation, can I get in? I'm happy I can always say, yes, I can get you in. Even if I don't have enough weight staff, I can always say, I can help you. I'm more than glad to take your table. I'm more than glad to help you. I'm more than glad to say, oh, if I can't get you in, I'm more than glad to say, I'm definitely gonna make sure you're gonna get a meal tonight. And if you can't make it, I'll definitely make sure you will receive your meal, be it if I have to take it to you myself, which I do prefer to do. To make sure everything gets done correctly in my book, at least. I like to finish my job. I like to complete whatever I start.
well, we see you running around the dining room, cleaning off tables and bringing out food and doing all the things that I would imagine are not part of your job description.
No, they are not, but I feel in order to be a leader, you have to get involved and get dirty too with everyone else. And me, I don't consider myself above anyone. No matter what position I hold, we are all equal as far as I'm concerned. I will never tell the wait staff, oh, do this, or you need to do this. I will always tell them, look, can we do this? I need you to do this. Can we do this together? After every task that they complete, I always make sure I say please and thank you because no one has to do anything, you know? But I feel that whatever I ask my staff to do, I should be a part of doing too. I'm never gonna ask them to do something that I've never done, or I will not do, or refuse to do because it's not fair. Because in order to have a good, you know, staff, they have to see your leadership saying, oh, she's gonna do it too. Yeah, I'm going to do it with you. We will do it together. I don't believe in pointing finger, not at all.
If you had to make, let's say, recommendation, guys, or things that you see that could be improved. I don't need.
What can be? I tell you what, there's more communication skills within our staff. It was lacking every department. But I feel if people communicate more within their staff, everything will run a little smoother. I mean, there's always gonna be a hiccup because we're humans, you know, we have human errors, that's what we do. But I think with more communication skills, it'll run much smoother. But I think it runs pretty good now. I think it runs smooth. Considering we always have a lot of young adults that come in and out, like I say, it's a revolving door with the employees here, especially in the dining room. And I know it's hard for, some of them to adjust, and it's hard sometimes for you to also to say, okay, we have another new young adult, let's see how this is gonna work. But the good thing is that you guys want young adults here, you want the first timers here, you want them to come here first to say, we gave them an opportunity to have their first job, you give them an opportunity to make mistakes. And you are very understanding to them. And I think that's what keeps the young adults coming more, and they keep coming because they know you guys are very understanding. So that's a good thing about it. That's what helps them stay. Because I know since I've been here, it's been a year, 6 months, there's a few of them young adults that I'm shocked that are still here. Because I know when I was young, I would drop the ball, I'm not doing this, and they stay because of you. Because of you, well, that's why they stay. And this is great because it's not it's hard to find an older generation that are understanding. And you don't find that everywhere. Here's where you find it. In this community, you find that all you are very understanding to all age levels, and that's great. And that's what keeps the young community in this community of people keep coming here to apply. And the word is out there that Woodland Pond is a great place to come for jobs. And I think it's good. It is. I mean, tell me, do you know any other people? I have no one young. I know no one. All my nieces and nephews are still in middle school, but trust me, when they get about the age, they're coming.
That's good. Because people just love the young people. People just they relate to them. It serves both sides.
Yes, it is.
Well, I'm going to ask whether anybody here, you were such a nice crowd today, that if anybody here has any questions that they would like to ask you. I just want to say it's meant having you here. So
Thank you.
Some of my friends, and she knows what she's doing. You can grab that crowd and come to the walls, and they'll go here, go there, go there.
I try my best. Trust me, it's many nights that I get so nervous when I see you all come in the crowd. My arm starts sweating, my nose starts sweating, my heart beating. I'm like, every night it's like, open the curtain. They go, okay. I don't want to disappoint anyone. I don't want anyone to get upset with me. I mean, when I first got here, it was a challenge. There were many nights that I just wanted to cry and walk out and say, I can't do this anymore. I would go in the back and some of you have me crying. And trust me, I did not want to do it. But I said, you know what, I'm gonna quit. I can do this. And I got over it and I'm so happy that I didn't give up on you guys and you guys didn't give up on me. Because I know you guys are the fifth in this whole community. So I know if you guys say, okay, that's it, we don't want to. I'm not here. So I'm happy you guys have patience with me just as I have you.
We love you.
Thank you. I love you.
Ruth works with the town. She did not.
Yeah.
To make that clear. And she knows that, have secret coffee, right?
Yes, I did.
How is this new system gonna affect you? The new schedule system?
Wait a second.
I thought about that too. I thought, okay, after we get this new system, I'm out, but I don't think so. It's not gonna affect me. It does affect me in a way, but I'm happy that it makes most of you more independent and a little more responsible with keeping up with your recurring reservations, which to me is great exercise for the mind and the body. That's what I feel, and I'm here to help to support that. I will still be here as a backup to help you and still put it in for some who are not used to technology, who don't have cell phones, who don't have laptops. And those are the ones that I worry about also, because those are the ones I say I keep under here. My recurring reservations, there's a handful that I keep under here. So with that being said, I'm looking forward to it to see more people more active and involved with the reoccurring reservations to keep them going more with their mind. You know what I mean? It's a little harder. Like, okay, some people just automatically say, Ruth, you got it, that's it, they walk by and that's it. Is expected of me. Okay, and if I'm so happen to slip up, you know I'm in here, you were supposed to do this. I have a huge responsibility to take care of certain people. It's a lot of pressure at times, but I'm gonna keep doing it. But for some of you, I like that it'll help some of you be more independent. But I'll definitely be there because we're all gonna learn this together because I didn't grow all this technology. I'm a 70s baby. I just had a Barbie. That's it. So my kids grew up on all this. So I just go from my kids and take my phone and just that with me. Mom, it's easy. No, it's not. You know? So we're all gonna learn this together. So even the young staff that we have, they saw it one day and they're looking at it, we got it. Well, I gotta get it because once I get it, I gotta help everyone else. So I say this new system, we're all gonna do it together. You know, that's how I say we're gonna do it together.
Could you describe a little bit about how reservations would be made?
It'll be mainly, basically, like I was showing you guys scanning your card, you'll be in the system. You'll be able to come up to that other computer that's sitting at my desk and just scan your card. And you'll see the reservations, you can put your reservation, pick your time slot. Put yourself in there, check it, and at the same time, you will always check your account on your money, see what you have. So everything is gonna be more understandable for you, to be more involved in your lives of you know, they taking your own reservations, your money, everything else. It's gonna be right there for you at the tip of your fingers. Even when it comes to ordering your food, your meals, you know how I write it in detail, when you wanna mix and match, I make sure I put it in detail for the rest of them back there to look at. You're gonna put it in yourself also. I'm gonna also oversee it, but it gets you more involved. That's what it's about.
And when does that start?
We have a whole month,
May?
so May,
The goal of it.
yes, that's the goal, May 1st.
I mean,
Even when I don't have a reservation, I love to come by the hostess desk so I can see what kind of hairstyle you have, what you're wearing, and a lot of stress.
Thank you.
This is not going to change with the electronics.
Yeah.
great.
Scan your card.
These things are so sensitive, you can just go, boop, and all you have to do is tap the screen and your card automatically comes up with your name, your information and everything, your reservations. No. I think on your own computer at home, I believe they're gonna create a website for Woodland Pond. And you can go on your computer and pick reservations and your time slots. That's how that'll be. So you will still be able to do it at home and make your own reservations. And if you decide to come through the hostess station, you'll hit your card and your reservation that you made at home will pop up. Yes.
Or is it possible to book a whole table?
Correct, okay. I asked that too, they're still in the making of that, because I said there are certain people who wanna eat with people that they do all the time to support that. You still have to put it as yourself. And I'm still trying to figure it out myself, like say, Betsy will say, okay, I want reservation at 5:30 on Tuesday with the WAS. Okay, she puts herself in there, next thing you know, the WAS will get an email, you've been invited. Then with the tools. Wednesday at 5:30, they'll get an email and then they'll agree, they'll say, they'll accept, and next thing you know, I have the slot filled. So they'll give each other, you know, an alert that you wanna dine with another guest. So I don't actually put it in, you're actually doing all the work.
You're gonna have lines, people with this, that come up to make, combine, say they're making a dish. Then another person comes, another person comes down the line.
They do it on a computer, it's gonna be done on a computer now, at home,
Oh, at home.
yes, at home. And whenever you wanna invite others, they'll get a notification on their email, just do your separate Woodland Pond dining reservations, and it'll probably have a different ringtone or thing or something on the computer. Saying that you've been invited, so you don't have to call me and say, hey, Ruth, I want to dine with this person, that person, oh, I have to get back in touch with you for this person. It'll be more accurate.
So, Ruth, does this mean that all her computers will be synced with your system there?
Yes,
And
that one site, yes,
that site will be available.
yes, it will, yes.
Thank you. What happens to the people who don't have computers?
I will take care of them. That's what will happen. And that'll be understanding, because we can't just, people who are not used to technology and computers and phones, we can't just work it upon them, you know, so there has to be someone here to oversee them. I just, you know, I'll take care of them.
So if I have a computer, I make reservation on my computer, one of my guests does not have a computer.
If one of your guests, I believe maybe you can still put two for yourself.
So
See, one person, I don't think you can book a whole table. I'm not sure yet, this is still new.
find out.
Yeah.
Before we get into the computer technology, you were saying some very positive stuff about all of us. I think we were all very qualified. We think we're very nice people, but clearly there are some things we could do better to make your life better and to make the whole operation better. So give us a little constructive criticism.
Please, go ahead.
If you didn't want to answer any questions, you guys can ask.
Well. Well, I see a lot of places, some people make reservations with another group of people and they're double booked. Understandable, people do forget, some people cancel. I would like it more if, right, people told me that they're canceling instead of me finding out at the last minute or no call, no show, which okay, it happens, but when it happens quite a lot, not good. Which I don't mind either because I'm gonna make it work in any event. So more communication when it comes to reservations. And like I said, we got 2 weeks in advance that we can make a reservation. Before it used to be a month, which was a hassle because then it gets confused because things happen, life happens. But now we have 2 weeks, which is fine. And then I also say, well, if you don't know the guest, that's fine. Also, I'm willing to hold the spot for you. But 48 hours is the best that I like, that someone would let me know all the names that they have at their table. Because when I don't find out and I'm calling and chasing you and I don't get an answer, and then when the night evening comes and I want to place people who need seats, that's difficult because now I have to wait to see who's going to show up at the table that you reserve. And then if I don't know, because the people, the reason why I also ask for names is because sometimes the people you want to reserve with, they might forget and they make another arrangement with someone else. And then I can call them and say, hey, you've already been invited to this table. Are you aware? If not, you gotta call these people, let them know you're going here or there. And they'll say, oh my God, thank you. I didn't realize. So that's where I step into. So I have to regulate all that and constantly stare at the computer to figure out who's double booked, who usually doesn't remember, who do I have to call to remind, who should I make sure doesn't eat this or sit there. I have to make sure certain people don't want to sit with that person. Which is very, it's crazy. I say it's like high school. It is, because there's sometimes someone pops up, oh, I want to have a seat. And I say, okay, no one showed up at that table. So I'll go there. Is it okay if such and such sits with you? Who is it? That person? No. Okay, and then I have to think as I'm walking down, what am I gonna say? Oh, hey, by the way, I've got something better for you. To fix all that up and just make it work, and that's what I'd rather do than to let that guest know, hey, no. I don't wanna do that, this person doesn't listen to me, I don't like that, so I'm the only one who holds all the secrets to everyone. They don't, like, who they don't like, you know, so I have the whole, everyone's little box secrets and remember this because I can't write it down. God forbid the paper gets lost. Remember, okay.
That this constructive bring it to this means that we got to get aware of the challenges you got and make your life easy.
Yes. But you know what? It is a great challenge. I enjoy it. I think it's a little rough, because I'm very high strung, there's no know that. I do not sit down. Even when I go home, I get undressed, take a shower, I'm cleaning again, I'm moving around. I can't stop. I get up 7 o'clock in the morning, I work out, I cook dinner, then I come to work.
That's why you are walking though.
I enjoy being active, busy, and I enjoy doing things for people, especially for my older generation. I'm giving back. I feel I should, I'm supposed to, that's what I'm here for. My mother's 73, my father's 75. You know, I'm the oldest sibling now because I took over, my sister passed away, and my deal was now I have to be the one. So I'm always ready to take, and that's just who I am. I'm a people pleaser. And it's not because I'm looking forward to be liked, that's just who I am. I enjoy being the one, I'm here, I can help you, I'll do it, I got it. Not to cut throat on anyone or say I can do it faster, it's just because that's what I enjoy doing. I like to help people, I like to be there for you, I like to say, I did it, I got it, I can help you, no, don't worry, I'll do it. I'll do my best to accommodate you to the best of my ability that I can. I'm not an expert, I'm human, but I like to know that I like people to know that I will try my best to do what I can do.
Yeah, and I'm super impressed at the work that you do managing, because it's much harder to manage humans than to manage computers. Believe me. And,
Yeah.
and second, you say that you had some experience with childhood education or
Early childhood education. Well, I have been working in schools here and there, but
yeah.
I didn't master
Do you
it.
find any similarity?
Yeah. Yes, I want it now, and that's how it is. Very demanding, and I can understand it, it's very demanding, and that's I say either kindergarten or 12th grade. When it comes to the attitudes and the demand, which I'm fine with it, because I enjoy it, so, cause I deal with young people, and then I deal with older people, and then I deal with middle-aged people, so I'm like, I do it, I see myself as just spreading it all over, so. It's a challenge for me, and I enjoy it. And I do. And I never was a people person, I was always very shy, I was a selective mute for several years. Yeah. And yeah, I refused to speak from maybe first grade all the way to the 4th grade, I didn't speak in school. I have friends that I just point. Yes, no.
Good, you're doing a good job in compensating those years.
Yeah.
Do you think that in any way this job has changed you or,
It opened me up,
as what?
it's opened me up more, made me block more. Become more and more involved in my community that has disappointed me, I'll keep it real, out there. So now I'm within a community, yeah, I've given me a lot.
So we helped you and you have helped us.
Definitely.
That's very good. They're very good to hear. I know you were well loved here.
Yeah.
Everybody feels very positive.
Thank you.
And dining room has always been a rough place for all of us.
I heard.
So to have somebody like you, it's really a really good thing. Anybody else have any questions?
Oh, yeah. Do you have any input in the kitchen, for example, in the chosen, what it's called or?
Not at all, not at all.
Not at all. Thank you.
I relay the messages that you all give me. When it comes to actually like the packaging of the food, what to put it in. That's about it, I just relay messages, I have no input. Well, in the dining room and stuff, I got input when it comes to ring, like, when I first got here, we didn't have the 2 tops. We didn't have the full 34 tables. I made sure that happened. So being that you guys weren't used to reservations, you had walk-ins, I guess. So I made sure we had all 34 feet being used because now we have reservations. I made sure we had two tops. Before we had no two tops, and when I said, "Oh, well, we have a two top," a lot of you were like, "I don't want to eat with him. I've been eating with him for 40 years." Well, okay, now we've got 5 two tops and 5 couples that wanted to come together. And I'm like, okay, I like it. So I have input when it comes to that. I like to put you all more together, you know, to get to know each other more, who's never met each other. Or say, "Oh, I really don't like her." So I sit with them for tonight, see what you think. And 2 out of 5 will say, "Yeah, I'm happy. You want to dive with them again?" "Yes, great, bingo, 1 notch off my belt, got that." So I got a bunch of tasks that I have to complete to get you all like this more. Cause the handful of you is like, "No way." And I'm like, I'm gonna make it work. I'm gonna
I mean, what you just saw in front of you, a lot of resistance to eating with whoever.
Yes, there is. Mhm,
Maybe
there is. Yeah, there is, and it's crazy. I don't know why. I think to myself, why? I mean, we all should be past that at this age, right? We shouldn't matter. We shouldn't matter anymore. I mean, we've all completed or done what we had to do. Now is the time to sit back and say, enjoy life and be thankful that we're all still here. And be thankful that you get to see other people, your own peers, and be like, wow, what they went through, I went through. Why should I be so surly to this person? For what reason? That's not my position to say. I don't know, but that's what I see it. And I just don't understand I just don't understand why say no to the person. I just don't get that. Not at all. I don't see it. Everyone has one life, you live once, and there's no need to be mean.
On your point, the president's, of the reservation system encourages clicks.
See that too.
But it's
And when it does cause clicks, I notice the clicks get mean. And it say when it's a click and say 2 people didn't show up at the click, I can say, "Hey, I got 2 people who walked in, can they join your click?" No, that's what I do not like. And that's not fair. And that's clicky.
residents with older residents because they're not listening.
I try that on my own, but there's so many, like you said, clicks. Withstanding people that constantly deal with certain people and that's it. That's not in my control.
I came before COVID and, we just walked in and it was really crowded. We had to stand around the hallway. We'd come a little earlier next time or a little later, and get away from 5:30.
Yeah.
And it was wonderful. I walked in, I met tons and tons of people and discovered how nice it was around here. It was hard at first to come in by yourself.
Of course.
But, it was wonderful. Well, then, we went to reservations and when we first went back to the dining room, I can assure you, it didn't always work real well.
I believe it.
And on the return, and I think that's why, and myself anyway, I really like to make sure that I get a table and I keep getting new people. I try not to eat with the same people all the time, but.
There are it's like equal, there's many of you who are flexible. "Oh, I don't care, I like everybody, just sitting with them." I like people like that.
Well,
Yeah.
it makes it easier.
It does make it easier, and for me and you both, it makes it easier for me and you both. Because then you're not worried. Some people just occupy their brain and their mind about, "Oh, man, what's tonight? Who is she gonna make me up with tonight? I hope it's not the run of stuff and stuff. No, it's what's such and stuff." I'm like, "What? Okay, I'll be right back." No, I didn't. You did. So now I gotta go back and search and just. What am I doing? I mixed up. I gotta be checkers really quickly to accommodate and to make you happy. So you can have an enjoyable dinner, Because sometimes if it doesn't work, some of you can wanna be. Yeah. I take it down.
No, just there further.
State maybe the residents council could take it up. How do we promote more mixing of residents who've been here 3 years, 8 years, 1 year. It might be something that they can promote.
Yeah, it would be nice.
I'm willing to bring it to the resident council.
Okay.
Well, we do.
Well, you are.
But my other comment, and I don't know, is there anybody here in the audience that is a geneticist or something? No, I'm just trying to find out, how do we know that?
You need to buy a roof, there's only one roof. But I think,
We feel more gathering. When you, more gathering within the dining room, you know, where people meet each other more and get to know each other better. With simple gatherings, at least once a month, every other month, have something, some gathering, some sort of small event, I don't know. Meet and greet or something. Happy hour doesn't work all the time because I don't know, people come in happy hour when it's free. So, and that's not, you know, so.
people feel fit, it's
They
there.
do that group.
They got that quick.
Someone gave me an idea and I actually raised it, when we have our next, mental health task force. And that was that there are so many slots that have to be filled, like, you know, tables that you have. But nobody gets to pick somebody else to eat with, let's say one day a month, maybe twice a month.
The
So it's
run-
right in terms of who you eat with, and you just get who you get. That's sort of
Right.
like people who run the town.
Right.
Just want to present something that's a little contradictory to what we're talking about.
It's hard to hear you.
Oh, sorry. That's okay. I have to bring it in. Here's Thank you. But I'd like to present something that might be a little contradictory, but worth and important to think about. The idea is we have spent a lifetime mostly eating our suppers with our families. And so we're mostly used to eating with people who we know. And in many cases, hopefully even like them, because they're our family. And I just want to point out the difficulty of coming into a different kind of setting, where you're not only eating with strangers, perhaps every night, but you're living in the same environment with strangers. And that this can be very disturbing and difficult. And just to present that we need to be mindful and kind to ourselves and each other, and understand that this eating together, living on the same floors, and oftentimes not living with a spouse. Now, those of us who are still blessed enough to have a spouse living in the apartment with you, well, God bless you, good for you. But it's not true for many people. And I'm just wanting to say that because we're talking about food and living circumstances, but to realize we are living, many of us, in very unusual. You didn't live like this before, alone, but in community over time, and just how to make allowance for that, and how to get to know each other, but recognize that we might not know the people we're sitting at the table with. Night after night after night after night after night. I'm just making, so we are not so critical of people who are finding it so hard. And recognize this is, especially for new people, an extremely difficult thing to become accustomed to. That's all. And I realize it presents you with problems of trying to mix and match.
Mhm.
But to understand why it's so hard for people.
I'm just still, Ruth, I think you had a good idea of perhaps having an open house kind of night where it's whoever walks in behind you sits with you or in front of you. That echoes to me the old system, which I was much more comfortable with.
Yeah.
And this, I think it's worth trying to develop that in whatever committee it belongs in, so I think it's a very good idea.
Yeah, so people can start getting to know one another, opening up again, because humans need humans to survive. We need the touch, we need the communication, we need that. That's why we were created. We weren't created single and just alone, just, we need each other to survive.
Well, on that point, this has been a discussion at the Mental Health Task Force, so it's very interesting that you are all bringing this up spontaneously, because we've been talking about transitions. And we're going to continue to talk about that, because there are many different kinds of transitions that people make. And we've done stuff about people transitioning to the health center, but we've never really talked about transitioning from your previous life, moving to Woodland Pond, where you may have been working, giving up a job, coming to Woodland Pond, your house. I mean, there are lists and lists and lists of all kinds of transitions, but one of them has to do with being alone. Now, one of the things I found is being alone is that it's very difficult to eat with couples. That couples should be, I think, more aware of the single people in Woodland Pond. And very often when you ask somebody, a couple, I'd love to have dinner with you. Well, who else would you like to invite? Because they think in terms of board.
Yeah.
And we have to think in terms of threes also, because if a couple invites a single person, that's three, there may not be a fourth that they know of. So I think all of these are wonderful subjects to be talking about, because that's what will build community here. Anybody else? Well, I think it's been a real tool.
Very nice. Very good.